Hey, comic fans, it's Mike from the Hardcover Comic here. Today we're going to talk about a fantastic series by Jeff Lemire, a great 8-issue storyline called Trillium that was published a few years ago through DC Comics Vertigo. Let's take a look. Let's just get into it. Well, real quick before we get into it, I apologize. I'm leading you guys on. I'm teasing you. We do need to tell you to subscribe if you haven't already. We post content daily, every single day. Try to get a new video out. We do live streams. We do comic overviews, hardcover overviews, reviews, upcoming releases, all sorts of stuff. Everything and anything comic related, whatever we're into. That's what we try to share. Get that passion across. Check out Dr. Squatch. You're looking for soap, men's healthcare products. They are a subscription service, which means it'll come to your door every month. You just have to open your door, pick it up, and use it. So it's really cool with the link down in the description below. It'll take you to their website. You can start your subscription there, and you'll get free shipping with that link. So be sure to check that out. And if you're also interested in having the chance to win an omnibus edition, an absolute edition, or a deluxe edition hardcover, check out the Hardcover Comics Patreon. For as little as $1, you're entered in a chance to basically win a monthly hardcover comic giveaway. This last month, March, we gave away Harleen. Surf and Skate was the winner of that. We're going to start getting it shipped, all that jazz. So things are happening. We're still able to keep that going. So, April's in the works. If you're interested, now's the time to join. Hopefully, we can pick up an omnibus this month. Should be very exciting. But the most exciting thing we're going to talk about today is Trillium by Jeff Lemire. This is written and drawn by him, the whole shebang. He did the whole 9 yards. All of it is by him. Jeff Lemire doing his thing. He's done a lot of these. I've always called him a wizard. Matt knows that because I just don't understand how Jeff Lemire gets the volume of work done that he does. And honestly, like, it's not even a matter of quantity versus quality. In my opinion, the quality is there 85% of the time, 90% of the time with Jeff Lemire, and his quantity is just absurd. So you're really hitting a lot of beats. I mean, the last thing that I really didn't enjoy too much from Jeff Lemire was what was it called, Berserk or something, at over at Dark Horse. That thing he did with Mike Deodato Jr. It's so I don't even remember the title of it, but it was like, a barbarian comes to the modern era sort of thing, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just 4 issues. It felt kind of like incomplete. It felt like, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. Not the way Trillium did. Trillium was an 8-issue series by Jeff Lemire. It's basically a love story. Really, that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a love story slash mystery slash sci-fi exploration book. It's really awesome. I really enjoyed it. It takes place in two different time frames, 1921 and 3797, where you've got these two characters, William and Mika, who somehow run into each other. I don't want to spoil too much, but it has to do with this trillium flower. It has to do with a disease that's spreading over the world, the universe, basically in the year 3797, called the Call. Not unlike any other virus or infection, it's basically dwindling down the civilization of humanity to a few thousand. There's about 4,000 people in the year 3797, Mika being one of them. And she's essentially a genealogist who's trying to find a cure for the call. It's a very adaptive virus, and it seems like this trillium flower is going to be the solution. But the trillium flower is owned by these Adabithia residents. They're the natives, and it's sort of humanity trying to, solve their own problems by stomping on the backs and necks of others. Um, we know it's a thing that happens, and it's really it's well done here, though. I mean, it's a fact of life that this is something humans have done and will likely continue to do in the near future to ensure our civilization's survival. But that's not what the story's about, right? It's not just about the call. It's not just about the virus. It's about love bridging the gap between these timelines and these two characters without really knowing each other, being from very vastly different places and times and lifestyles, coming together and finding each other and realizing that they may be the solution to the problems of the world. And it's really incredible the way the plot twists and turns in a slightly predictable way. Granted, it's slightly predictable, but cool nonetheless. It's really well done. Sorry guys, I keep hitting this dust jacket, but it's really nicely done. And Jeff Lemire's artwork, actually, in my opinion, it's some of the best I've seen him do in this book. It just seems a little crisper than usual, and it seems a little more detailed than usual. and it's really nice. It's a nice looking book for sure. The hardcover itself is really nice. It's a solid deluxe. It is oversized, so it is bigger than the regular standard size comics that this series was initially published under. And you get a nice dust jacket. It's really clean. The newsprint paper, so it doesn't have that horrific glare when you're reading it. God damn, I love the newsprint so much. It fits really well with Jeff Lemire's artwork as well. I can't imagine his artwork being shown or produced on a glossy paper. I don't think it would look the same or have that same atmosphere to it that it does. So I really like that they stuck with the newsprint on this one. And the binding is, it's a little tight. It's not a huge deluxe. You're getting 200 pages, 220, 240 after the bonus content and whatnot. And it's really cool. The only thing that I kind of dislike about this series, and it's an experimental thing. I know, like Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo did something similar with Batman, where the page turns around, things are getting flipped. So you do need to flip the book once in a while, and it's an experimental thing, and he only did this in one issue. But there's literally an issue where, like, throughout the page, you need to turn the book, it's like right side up panel, upside down panel, right side. Again, with it's not a huge deluxe, so you're not straining yourself to flip this thing over. But it's kind of, it's kind of annoying a little bit, but it's really cool. There's a great issue in here where you've got two separate plot lines going, for example. One is right side up, the other one's upside down. And so you read the right side up one first, then you flip the book, and from the end to the front, you read the upside down one. It's really cool. Jeff Lemire has some fun ideas experimenting with the comic book storytelling medium, and it kind of paid off. I really enjoyed it. It's a different kind of book. It's got a little bit of action, but it's not an action-oriented series, and it's got really great characters with a really interesting idea about what we really value in life and what it is that's bringing us all together. There's all these mysterious things. What does happen when you enter a black hole? Are there places out there? It's very trippy. It's very trippy. It makes you think about things outside of the general scheme of life, and honestly, I was a little surprised to see this from Jeff Lemire. He's always, he always gets his little fantasy sci-fi bits in there, but this was like getting a little psychedelic at a certain point. So it was a little unexpected, and I had a lot of fun with it. Jeff Lemire's artwork is Jeff Lemire's artwork. If you're not a fan of his art, you may not be a fan of his artwork in this. Thankfully, again, it's not an extremely dynamic book, so you mostly have still poses and people having a conversation with each other and just really trippy things happening in the background of, let's say, a character profile. So it works really well, and it's a good payoff in this series. I've always been a fan of Jeff Lemire's artwork. It's not super detailed. It doesn't look incredible. It's not a Jim Lee, but not everyone needs to be a Jim Lee. Sometimes you need someone a little more basic, a little simpler, and I think it works really well, and I really enjoyed it. The colors are great too. You get to really distinguish between what timeline you're in, what location you're in. It's really cool. They made up their own language in this as well for the Adabithians. So it was really well done. There was a lot of thought put into this book. It's one of those projects that you can tell Jeff Lemire just had on the back burner for a few years, and finally, he had the time to do it all somehow. I mean, dude is just crazy, but it's really good. I highly recommend checking this out. If you're a fan of Sweet Tooth or anything Jeff Lemire has written and drawn, this is a no-brainer for you. You will absolutely enjoy this. If you're a fan of a different kind of story that's not necessarily superheroes, it's not necessarily action-oriented or overly violent, this is really cool. It's got a mix of Heart of Darkness with a little time travel and sci-fi mixed in there as well. It's really cool. It's really well done, and it borrows a lot from very famous literature, which I think helped it. Makes it very relatable and makes you sort of make connections in your own head. It's really good. I realize I've been ranting, but I really did enjoy it. And I always like time travel. I always like the idea of apocalypse and things getting trippy is always fun for me. I'm a huge Grant Morrison fan, so as soon as things start getting psychedelic and weird, I'm in. And this book did that for me. So I highly recommend checking this out, guys. It is a $35 US cover price book, which is not terrible if you're able to get it discounted. I know it's a little tough now, but I don't think it's out of print. It shouldn't be. This wasn't a super popular book. I think it's underrated for sure. And I just highly recommend checking it out. If you're looking for a change of pace, you're looking for something to cheer you up a little bit, make you think about something other than the next supervillain or the next fight or the next event or whatever it may be, just slow down a little bit with this book and enjoy the craziness that ensues. It's a very different book, and I had a lot of fun with it. What did you think of Trillium? Have you read it? What's one of your favorite Jeff Lemire written or drawn series, whichever it may be? Let us know down in the comments below. We're always curious about your comments and your interests and your opinions. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We do this every day. Content, daily, videos, hardcovers, comics, live streams, whatever it may be. We try as best as we can to keep content coming daily. So subscribing helps us out. Hitting that like button really helps us out a lot too. That thumbs up would be great. Check out our Patreon if you're interested in the opportunity to win a hardcover comic for as little as $1 a day. Link down in the description below will get you more information on that. There's another link down there too that will get you free shipping on your soap subscription with Dr. Squatch. They are a men's healthcare and soap subscription company. They will bring soap to your door. It's organic, it's paraben and chemical free. It's got really nice scents, really different scents. You know, you're not just getting the classic typical stuff, spearmint and shit like that. You're getting really exciting and unique scents. So check them out. The link down in the description below will get you free shipping for life. Thank you all very much for tuning in. This was Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Until next time, as always, you stay classy, internet.